We were married for 5 years and I thought we had the perfect life. Sarah was my everything. We built a home together, planned a future, and I trusted her completely. That trust was my biggest mistake. It all started subtly. She started working late more often. Her phone was always glued to her hand, and she'd become distant. Almost like a roommate instead of a wife. Whenever I asked if something was wrong, she'd just brush it off, saying she was stressed from work. I wanted to believe her. I really did. But that little voice in the back of my head, the one you always try to ignore, just kept getting louder. I started noticing small things, like her suddenly caring a lot more about her appearance before going out for girls' nights. She bought new clothes, new perfume. It was like she was trying to impress someone, and it wasn't me. The emotional and physical distance between us grew into a massive chasm. We stopped talking about our day. We stopped laughing at silly jokes. The warmth that once filled our home had turned cold and silent. One night I couldn't sleep. The doubt was eating me alive. I found myself sitting at my desk at 3 a.m., staring at our joint bank account statement online. I felt wrong, like I was invading her privacy. But I had to know. I scrolled through the transactions, mostly just groceries, bills, the usual stuff. But then I saw it. A charge from a fancy downtown hotel. A single night. It wasn't a work trip. She had told me she was staying late at the office that night. My heart sank. Scrolling further back, I found more. Weekly charges from a restaurant I'd never heard of, always for two. Expensive gifts from jewelry stores I knew she hadn't bought for herself or any of her friends. Each transaction was like a punch to the gut. The evidence was right there, in black and white, a detailed log of her betrayal. She must have thought I'd never look. She probably assumed I was too busy, too trusting, or maybe just too dumb to check our finances that closely. The man I was before that night would have been. But desperation changes you. Seeing the name of the same hotel pop up again, and again, the same restaurant, it painted a picture so clear and so painful, I could barely breathe. The next morning, I confronted her. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I just calmly laid the printed bank statements on the kitchen table while she was having her coffee. The color drained from her face. She tried to deny it at first, coming up with flimsy excuses, but the proof was undeniable. The fight that followed was the end of our marriage. Discovering the affair through our finances was a cold, brutal way to find out the truth. It wasn't a lipstick stain or a suspicious text message. It was a calculated, documented history of her deceit. It taught me a hard lesson. Sometimes the truth isn't found in whispered secrets, but in the cold, hard numbers you never thought to check. It's a painful story, but sharing it might help someone else who's ignoring those warning signs. Always trust your gut.
Thanks for listening.